sometimes there's a recycling, and similar with a systems sort of thing. What we've renegated against, what we've been denied, our beliefs, what we feel is right for everyone, we renegade, we create a new system. But sometimes it's kind of like, it's actually a good movie, I do like it, but I guess it has a negative connotation to it, but that movie Fight Club sort of thing is that it takes a certain form of anarchy to create a new way of being sort of thing, and that can be a whole society or just individual for the person, to destroy the old ways to become the new ways and that. But similar in the movie Fight Club, that we create an anarchy, mischief and mayhem, we rebel against everything sort of thing, and the best form of the best way to manage anarchy is to have a rule system sort of thing, and the first rule of Fight Club is going to talk about. So generally, when we renegade against something, we still have to abide by the laws of nature. So chaos will eventually become order, and ordered into a rule system. And sometimes what we're renegading against, that system, there's that implicit memory where we start to form a very similar structure to the old way sort of thing. It's like a hierarchy, a structure, a level sort of system where like it's the different maybe different content or different names to it sort of thing, but it's the same structure, it's the same sort of system sort of thing. It's like, say in an Enlightenment sense, okay, where there's a proclamation of I am enlightened sort of thing. I'm not saying that, I'm trying to make that clear, but say there may be people that, like, you know, and each to their own, like, I'm not saying this is good or bad, I'm just sort of saying as a way of seeing things. Please don't get offended. but we're posting, like, you know, I've got 1111 or 333 or all these like angel numbers sort of thing, and it's like, once again, there's no right or wrong to that sort of thing, but if we're attaching that, you know, I see 1111, I am now enlightened sort of thing, there's probably more of the journey to take, because it becomes, and this will actually tie into the renegading and all that, it comes to where that is still the self saying that I am enlightened. It kind of doesn't work that way in a sense. Now, this is where, like, I probably shy away from like enlightenment sort of thing, like wanting to achieve enlightenment like it's the next level on the game sort of thing, because that's the thing, achieving enlightenment, it does sound like something I need to run out and grab sort of thing and go, I've got you. Because all right, I guess put it this way and see if you actually want it in the end. And this is only my point of view, so take of it what you will. Now, when I say this, you're probably going to associate a negative connotation to it, because we're affected by our environment. So what you're probably going to elicit a memory of is like a movie of, well, I'm not actually going to say, but it's going to have a negative connotation when I do say it, based on probably past experiences that you've had. But if you take enlightenment as a form of soul possession, and of course we're going to go, well, that's a bad thing. Soul possession is a bad thing. Now, I don't mean soul possession as in like you're being possessed by a demon sort of thing, although for a negative there needs to be a positive. And when that which is you, yourself, your identity, all you're experiencing is like putting out there, like I am enlightened, I am seeing these angel numbers, I am a high vibing spiritual being sort of thing, there is always going to be that I to it. And language is kind of clunky, it's kind of hard to express without actually attaching meaning to things. That's why we define things, that's why we give labels to things. But it's very clunky, language. It just can't express things properly. Now, well, express things that are kind of beyond expression. Now, where you as yourself, as I, with that soul possession. Now, I don't mean possession as you're being possessed and controlled by this like evil force sort of thing. What I'm meaning is that okay, so if it's a metaphor I can use, but I'll say that, but everything that is you yourself, becomes a disillusionment, a dissolvement. Everything that makes you, your identity, your ego, your experiences, kind of dissolves away, and something then takes its place, and that something is, I guess you could say, the unification. In the religion that I'm in would be Taoism sort of thing, would be the Tao, although Tao is just a name. Universal spirit, whatever you want to call it. Brahman, these sorts of things. That is then what takes its place. I think many gurus that once that happens actually take up a new name sort of thing, because, like, say for example, the Dion that is Dion is no longer Dion, because something has what is Dion has dissolved, disillusioned, and now it's just, I guess, what you would be seeing as a physical form is more a presence that is within a vessel of a person that you would relate to formally as Dion sort of thing. So you're not possessed as in like controlled, it's just what is you is no longer you, it is now part of what created everything. It's the metaphor I was going to use was like for a butterfly, for a caterpillar to become a butterfly, it crystallizes, like it goes in and crystallizes, and then it actually turns to ooze, like its physical form turns to ooze, it dissolves, and then it actually goes into reforming, and it goes into a butterfly state. It emerges as something differently. So what we knew of the caterpillar is now the butterfly, is dissolved and become a new identity. But that identity is no identity. It's just, it resides within something. When you do think about, and seriously think about that, because I think people see enlightenment as a way of escaping pain or as a way of being seen by something. I kind of, if you stray away from that, what it actually might in reality look like is, and this is going to sound negative once again, but like a dying process, a loss of self, a loss of the self, the I, and a new sense of self takes its place. So yeah, it's something that, is that what you want? Everything that you know, everyone that you know, everything that is familiar to you, I guess, is non-attached anymore, sort of thing, and it's something steps in. like you're tuning into, I guess, that sort of thing. So, but it takes a form of chaos to get order. Once again, it takes a destruction of something to actually become something. And a simple way of looking at this is with the Earth or the universe sort of thing, or our solar, let's keep it to our solar system. Like our solar system, like the moon, from what we know, collided into the Earth and the moon separated. They danced around each other, and over millions of years everything formed together. And even at one stage, like even when the Earth was in its most primitive form, it was covered in an ocean of this acidity, like nothing could survive in it. It was actually quite a dangerous, hostile place. And then millions and millions of years to where I'm sitting in a forest talking about this sort of thing. A certain order came out of complete chaos when the universe formed. There wasn't someone going, okay, we'll put the planet over there, all right, well, keep everything swept and keep it clean. It wasn't an ordered process. It was destruction, it was chaos, it was a fiery inferno of toxic gases sort of thing. And then slowly it became to where me sitting here talking, it all ordered itself. A butterfly going into complete destruction to reform itself into a butterfly, a caterpillar into a butterfly. An old system to be destroyed into a new system. But once again, whether it's like hypothetically, if it was me going into an enlightenment sort of thing, it took me for that new thing to come in. It took the caterpillar for the butterfly to happen. It took an old system for a new system to happen, but it's always going to carry that implicit memory of something. It's whether it be in physical form or in memory form. So it's, I guess, having an awareness or a knowledge that it's I don't want to say a serious thing, but I guess when you take away the airy-fairy, I guess, aspects of like more to be seen than to be as something that is, you know, I'm all this great stuff, look at me sort of thing, rather than like someone that could be in a cave somewhere, hypothetically, going through a very miserable process, almost to the point of physically dying, and then somehow regaining their strength. And what is there is now a new sort of thing. And an enlightenment process isn't something that you can do for 3 weeks and then like schedule it in and then have coffee later sort of thing. Because what's having coffee later is something completely different to what began before. It's transformed. It's gone through a transformation process. But to transform takes something that it was to something that it is. So I think a recycling, a rebellion, a reneging, I think you have to acknowledge what it came from to what it is now, and also knowing that in some cases, if you take it out of the enlightenment, what I've just said, in some cases it can just return to what it is exactly before, just in a different package. An old system, new system, same content, different names. So yeah, I'm down from Eflowtion Support Services. This is my little chat, and I'll catch you in the next one.